Hi, everybody. Welcome to EduTALK. And as you know, EduTALK is a virtual talk show that created out of the needs for a global learning community, and we focus on topics that are impacting people across the region, across the world. We focus on some of the issues that we really need to take care of, and so this evening we are joined by Miss Michelle Fanger, and she is a lawyer in Florida. She is a member of the bar in Florida, U.S. District Court in Miami, in Jacksonville, that she's located in, and she practices law throughout the country in the U.S. She's a very, very strong legal representative for people who really need help, and not just in immigration, but we're focusing on immigration today. Now, before Michelle will grace us with her presence here, we want to talk about a little bit about the changes that are happening with immigration, the immigration system in the US right now in 2026. So, with the return of President Donald Trump in office since 2025, the immigration system has shifted towards rapid and large scale enforcement, targeting mass deportation, and among many other things. So the key changes include in shutting down the southern border, asylum access, quadrupling the detention capacity, ending sensitive location and restrictions for ICE agents, and it's implementing as well the extreme vetting program for legal immigration. So some of the key areas under the second Trump administration from 2025 to 2026 include, these are the areas, and we won't be able to get into details with many of them today. Mass deportation and enforcement, border crackdown, expansion of detention, interior enforcement, where we see ICE agents moving around rapidly with this referred to as sensitive locations like schools, hospitals, and churches, and so on. Legal immigration and visas to expedited removal of people, and data and surveillance that actually increased over the time. So I want to welcome on the program with us Miss Michelle Fanger, Esquire. Welcome, Michelle. It's been a long time, and it's so good to touch bases with you again.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for having me on again. And it's
Yeah.
a pleasure being here. As you hear, I'm a little bit not under the weather, allergy
Hmm.
season. So my
Yeah.
allergy is acting up. So excuse me, people, if I have to stop for a moment.
All
But
right.
I'm here and I'm excited to be here to spread the information. I always say it's very important that individuals get the accurate information so that we don't have a frenzy as we see. Because as you do mention, a lot is happening and people are nervous and are concerned. But I just want people to be aware that everything is within the law. And these things that we see, a lot of it is highlighted because of social media, but these things have always consistently been taking place. Mass
Yes.
deportation has always been a major thing. As we've seen under Obama, we had a high record of it. But the only difference is that Obama was more focused on criminal elements, like those who had serious offenses, not just minor, but serious offenses. Right now, this administration is saying, we don't care for the level of your offense. What your offenses is, we think you're morally corrupt, not fit to be here. We want you gone. But then they've taken a little bit step because for those who are under, like they could issue whatever directive they have, but we have individuals that are on the street that don't fully quite get it, and they will just randomly take people. But I always want people to understand that not because you're detained by ICE means that you're going to get deported. You still have another process, and that's a court process where you
Hmm.
have defenses,
Yeah.
right? That could take you out of deportation. So you could either have a VAWA case where you were abused. You could either ask for them to cancel the deportation because you've been here for X amount of years, you've paid your taxes, and you're a good citizen here. You are working, whether you have a green card or you don't have a green card. So there are options for you. So you're not automatically deported. And then
Mm-hmm.
you're also entitled to be bonded out. So it doesn't mean that because you're detained, mean that you're going to go to a detention facility for X amount of months.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So these
Let me
are,
ask you.
okay, go
Well,
ahead.
you're hitting the right points here to start us off. I wanted to extend the conversation though around the people who are detained, and they're deported already. So let's say they do this rapid deportation. So they scoop up people and they send them before they are able to file these court documents. How can the people themselves, even if they are asylum seekers and they got scooped up, or they're here and they're not illegal, they're just getting ready to get to court get their to their hearing and so on, but they're deported. Can they still get help from the U.S. Legal system?
Well, yes, you can. So the thing is that there is no rapid deportation. So once you're detained, you still have to go through the process. You still have the right to go to a trial. It's just that oftentimes people don't understand and they ask them if they want to leave
Mm-hmm.
and they say yes. If
Oh,
you tell them you want to leave, surely they're gonna leave. And as you see, they do have a program now where they're advertising, we're saying like, listen, you could voluntarily leave. We'll pay you to leave to go home. So if you don't say you want to fight your case, they're gonna put you on, to go. The only people who are shipped out, I prefer to say shipped out
yeah, yeah.
quickly, are for those individuals already have a deportation order.
Okay.
So a lot of people do walk around. They had a case years ago that they didn't follow up on. Either they didn't get a notice and they're ordered deported. Because remember, even if you don't show up to immigration court, so if you have a court date, go to your court date. If you don't show up, a judge could just order you deported without you being there. So oftentimes people don't know that they're actually deported. And that is what happened when they're detained. They realize that they already have an order for deportation. If you
Mm-hmm.
have a serious felony, that like you're going away, you're gonna go. And also for those who just recently came under 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
they know that you don't really have much of a relief, so they might quickly expedite you home. So this is not for individuals who have been here for a while or individuals who have a case pending. If you have a case pending, you just have to present your documents to say, listen, this will be my defense. My wife is petitioning for me, my mother is petitioning for me, or if I have a VAWA case pending. And then
Yeah.
the court will say, we'll either let USCIS adjudicate it or we'll go through the court system.
Okay.
All
Wow.
right.
Okay, this is very good information. All right, so let's talk about the Caribbean region for a little bit. And this is general information. If people want more information, please reach out to Miss Fanger here, Esquire, and she's gonna share her information. We'll put it in the chat as well, that you can reach out because people need help. If you need help, you know where to find it. So in terms of the Caribbean region, there are certain Caribbean countries that have partial suspended visa issuance. And the countries that are involved include in Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Cuba, of course, and Venezuela. And so this one impacted the B1, B2 visa, visitors visa, that is. Can you and it also including students and exchange visa. What is the when they say partial suspension? What does that mean in general? And how is this impacting people?
Okay, so it's kind of like a little bit complex to kind of explain. So
Mhm.
right now we have a pause with certain countries, 75. You
Yeah.
have banned countries, and then you have partially banned countries.
Hmm.
So when you have a fully banned countries, it means that you're not getting any form of immigration benefits right now. Everything is banned. So for these
Hmm.
individuals, my recommendation, not everybody, is that do not attempt to do any applications if you are on a banned country. We
Hmm.
don't know when the ban will be removed, and more than likely they will deny your case, or you'll be waiting for extended period of time. For the partially banned, it means that for some countries they allow certain benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So you could get certain benefits depending on your country. And that is good. Not everybody, because right now they just did a partial ban for asylum for some countries, which
Yeah.
will allow asylum cases to proceed. And
Mm-hmm.
then the pause, which is good. So like you have Jamaica that has a pause,
Mm-hmm.
is that the cases are still being processed. So if you want a petition for your spouse, your child,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, you can still do the applications.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that at the back end, so the case is going to proceed as is. You go do your interview, but after the interview, even if you're approved, they won't issue you the actual document, like that stamp for the green card, the temporary green card that they put in your passport. They're not going to issue it until the pass is removed. So that's
Oh,
a
okay.
good thing. All
Mm-hmm.
right. And the pass only applies if you're outside of the country,
Mm-hmm.
not inside.
Mm-hmm.
But the bad thing about the bad countries is that what we're seeing is that although they said it's supposed to affect you if you're outside, we see
Mm-hmm.
that it's also have implications for applications here where they're not being processed, right? There is a full, so they haven't said it, but we have seen, well, I've seen with clients, other individuals where there is also a ban here on those applications. And they
Okay.
see like for even citizenship from those countries, you
Yes.
see like they cancel their final oath swearing in and because they have this ban in place.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is that with the ban, I also tell people it's not that there's something wrong with the application. It's just that the government had this thing in place that they say they're going to try to properly vet applications.
Mm-hmm.
They have whatever international, whatever is going on. I don't want to get into that. This is why they have these bans and pause in place.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just have to tell people that it is frustrating because you do want to be reunited with your family, but you just have to practice patience
Yeah.
during this time to
Yeah.
get, yeah,
All right. So, and what they refer to as citizenship by investment countries, the CBI programs that they have there, for example, in Antigua and Barbuda, it's citing security concerns with those.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, what I want to ask you too is if you can go a little deeper, because I was reading an article about especially Jamaica and the increase in visa fees and also a bond where they pay, I don't remember how much, US dollars, a couple thousand US dollars. I think it's
yeah, in
10,000 or
fairness,
15,000.
in
And
fairness,
yeah, and they have to put this in place when they have this high visa application payment, the fees, and then they have this bond that they have to pay when they're going to travel. And the US said that, according to their communication, that they will return the bond when the people
yeah.
leave within the time frame when they come to visit so that they're not overstaying their visa. Can you explain a little bit how that works? What we know of now that is happening?
Okay, what we know of now is that, as you see, the government has stated that they're having a big issue with a lot of individuals who come into the country, they overstay, they do not leave, or they want
Mhm.
to switch status. So what they're saying is they implement this bond in place. So it's like with this bond that you have to pay, you will more than likely leave
Mhm.
and go back to your home country instead of overstaying. So you get back that money because they're thinking you don't want to lose this money, so you'll pay this money.
Mhm.
Um, it I know for Jamaica it's not enforced as yet.
Mhm.
So I know like I'm not sure about other countries. They start paying because some countries they increase the number because not everybody's paying the same amount because
Okay.
they say like they have countries that have a higher and Jamaica fall under that category, a very high rate of overstayers.
Oh.
Is what they want to deter.
Mhm.
So people have to be just mindful and careful. Like really now is not the time to be breaking a lot of the immigration rules because I've seen where clients, not even clients, individuals have stated to me when it's coming to the time for them to leave,
Yeah.
whether it's work or student, they actually send them an email stating that they need to leave.
Okay.
So back in the day, this was not being done. And
Right.
also, even if you have an application pending when you overstay, which I've seen people contact me, they are issuing notices to appear for deportation court. So
Oh.
like CBP is going through like records of people from 10 years ago, like because these were applications back in the day where
Yes.
they're looking up now, so you never know if you would be on that list. And oftentimes they don't cross-reference because I remember like a client of mine, a family, they
Mm.
got the notice, but they actually have a petition been pending. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like they're cross-referencing it. But the good thing was that we're able to show the judge that they have these application pending. So
Yeah.
CBP is Custom and Border Patrol is kind of acting independently, doing their own research, pulling this information and issuing it. So one of the most important thing I also want to tell people, when you're going through the process, if you're not a citizen, you have to update USCIS as to your address,
Yes.
right? Within 10 days. Because you don't want them to issue you a notice, even if it's not, well, I can't say that, but it has to be an address where you could get your mail.
Yes.
Because if they send out a notice, such as I said, for a notice to appear for an individual to go to court and you don't show up, they're going to order you deported. So you want to keep them updated on your address so at least you could get the mail so you know how to act,
Oh,
right?
yes, yes.
So it is,
Um,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah. It's for people to get educated more on the process because and what is it's looking like is individually people need to know their case or
Mhm.
their situation so that they don't become overwhelmed with every information. Just
Yeah,
focus on what you need to do.
yeah. And that is very important. And I always tell people because the thing is that I say to people, you cannot, because I have people call me like, you always have village lawyers. They
Yes.
know
Oh,
everything.
yes. Yes.
I tell you, and that is a really detriment to a lot of people. So
Mhm.
they will call me and they will say to me, oh, this person said to me, this happened on their case years ago. And I was like, listen, we have a new government that is operating totally differently. We see updates every day, monthly. So you cannot say this happened to me a year ago, 2 years
Mhm.
ago, so it will happen to you. Your case is different. You have to focus on your case and you have to make sure you get the information from reputable sources because
Right.
you do have people that know because immigration and fear of everybody. So everybody is jumping on this bandwagon of immigration and saying we're representing people and we're doing all these things. And they either mess up your application, they give you wrong information that really jeopardize you. And the thing is that you end up have to hire an attorney that you have to pay double the fee. Because sometimes
Yeah.
I feel bad for people, but I'm like, you're calling me because somebody messed up your case, you still have to pay me. It's
Yes.
unfortunate, but you
Yes.
do. So I always tell people like, even if you don't want an attorney to fully represent you, at least do a consultation. So an
Mhm.
attorney can know to ask you the appropriate questions to figure out what defense or anything you have. Because I have cases that come to me where I would say to them, listen, you don't really have anything you can do right now. So it's best to just stay low until they could figure out like if any laws change or anything.
Yeah.
Because I've seen and segue into where I'm talking about J1s. These are
Yeah.
for teachers,
Mhm.
other individuals who come in on a J1 visa. And a J1 is where you temporarily work, but they
Mhm.
have restrictions. Some of them have a 2-year requirement in that after you finish with your program, you have to leave for 2 years.
Mhm.
And I've seen where individuals have come to me because they don't know that before you could do any application to adjust their status, you have to get the waiver
Mhm.
approved before you could do it. And I see people submitted a whole application where they did not get the waiver to be submitted to say they could adjust to the United States. And
Mhm.
as a result of that, their case is denied and then they're placed in deportation.
Oh, wow.
And it is very unfortunate because if they had spoken to somebody who was knowledgeable, they would have said, no, we cannot do both application, your petition for relative and your adjustment. We can do your petition, but we'll have to get your waiver
Mhm.
before we could actually submit your adjustment. And that
Yeah.
has jeopardized a lot of individuals. And some individuals overall don't know that when the program is ended, you do have to leave. You have a
Yeah.
required time to leave. And some of them are not aware of that
So they
and then
stay.
they stay and then
Mhm.
they create it because somebody told them they can and
Mhm.
then they end up having issues in that they can either adjust later on.
Yeah.
So these are things it's best to get the information from the right sources.
Yeah. We're gonna have you on again to talk about the J12 program, and what people who are actually here can do something about that, to help themselves, to live a more balanced life and don't worry about anything. Let's talk a little bit more too about, do you know the increase in visa fees? Some people have a lot to to say about it, and what the requirements for that. Are there any additional requirements other than, we know that the visa, for example, from Jamaica specifically is increased, and Trinidad and Tobago too have a huge increase in their, almost everybody, for visitors visa to the US. Is there anything in immigration that also add to the sharing of information that people really need to understand, other than the fees?
Well, other than the fees, it's very important that they understand it's just the same as before. It's just that they add additional to vet you more to see if you are able, if you are fit to come here. Because remember, a visa is discretionary.
Yeah.
It's just a permission to come. They don't have to give it to you. They could have died for any reason. They could just look at you and say, I'm not granting you the visa. But
Mm-hmm.
now they're doing a more detailed review. They're adding more questions and want to do a more detailed background. In regards to the fee, immigration is kind of a self-funded thing, although no, they're getting funds from Congress, but usually
Yes.
it's a self-funded thing where they were funded by the fees.
Mm-hmm.
And also, a strategy I think by the government is that if they increase the fees, less people would want to get a visa, less people will come here and overstay
Okay.
because that's their thing is that preventing that. So as you see, fees have continuously been increasing. It's always a thing because as I said, it funds themselves with the fees.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
So
across the board, we always see the increase in fees. That's why I always tell people to like monitor what's going on in USCIS because you never know when they'll increase a fee.
yeah, yeah. All right, so we're winding down. Let's talk a little bit about Fanger law. How long now you're in existence, and the programs? Are you the sole the founder and the sole
Attorney.
lawyer? Yeah,
Yes,
on in it. Yes. Tell us a little bit about here, because this is your baby child, baby as it were, and
it is my
you
baby.
created this and working and being a Jamaican in the US, living the
Yes.
life and working and doing immigration services and other things too. Tell us about the services you offer.
Okay, so it's a little boutique law firm.
Mhm.
Very intimate. I try to have one-on-one with my clients so I could represent them effectively. So I do immigration. My areas are family-based and also I do employment-based, whether it's for athletes that have extraordinary abilities, professors or teachers like I do EBs. And I also do for Florida though specific, I do family law, which is divorce cases, child
Oh,
support cases, and timeshare faculty time sharing and child support cases. So those are my main areas. I have been doing this. Um, I've been doing this since I've been an attorney since 2012.
hmm,
So I've always been doing immigration because my background is that I started at the Florida Coastal Immigrants Right Clinic, and through this I gained a lot of experience working with immigrants with various categories from asylum cases and
okay.
deportation cases. So I've been handling all these things, and then I also work with the Jacksonville Area Legal Aid, where I also work on the refugee projects. During that time, I assisted individuals to relocate from Afghanistan. So I work on those cases, and then that gave me a lot of wealth of what I did. And then I also started with the worked with the Jamaica Diaspora Immigration Task Force,
Yes.
where I presented information, but also work with deportees in not deportees, returning residents, I do apologize,
Right,
who
right.
are returned back home to try to see if they have an avenue to come back to the United States. So based on that, I've always had, then I started deciding to do my own business. I'm
Hmm.
an immigrant, went through the process, my family went through the process, and friends. And then I formalized my business in I think it was 2019, but then
19.
I changed the name, I think in 2020. In 2020, I think I changed the name to the Fanger Law Firm.
Hmm, hmm,
And I do a lot of my cases virtually. I do
hmm.
travel to represent my clients. So it's not that I am restricted to just clients here in Florida. I
Right.
do represent clients all over internationally.
Mm-hmm.
So that is just, and I love doing what I do because I love to see at the end of the day, and I love the progress of my clients who came here with nothing. They got their status and they see how they build a future. They,
Yeah.
they got their job, their business, they have their children, and they bring their mother, and I love to hear the stories and I love to see everybody doing well. And
Yeah.
that is what I love to do to give back to my country and to everybody in the world on a larger scale.
What's your website?
My website is www.fangerlaw.com.
Okay. Oh, that's simple.
TikTok, yeah, and I'm on TikTok at Fanger Law Firm. I'm
Yes.
on social media, Facebook as a social media. I'm a old
Yeah.
woman, but so I'm on Facebook. You can look me up. It's an easy name, Fanger Law.
Yeah.
Um, I'm on social. I said social media again, but I'm on TikTok,
Yes.
um, X, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yes.
And I usually post informative videos. And sometimes, well, during the daytime, I do TikTok live,
Mm-hmm.
like 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. I love
Yes.
doing it and engaging people. That's where sometimes I answer general information. But
Yes.
usually, if people reach out to my office, then I could do a scheduled consultation to go through their case and everything else. Most
Sounds
definitely.
good. Sounds good. All right, we're gonna have you back on, Michelle. This very,
Thank
very nice to hang out with you today,
I
and
appreciate it.
I wish you all the best. I hope somebody learned something from this and get some information in order to help themselves and their family. Times are changing, and of course, as you said, we always have gone through changes,
Yeah,
and so we have
yeah.
to change with it. So thank you so much.
Thank
Reach
you
out
so
to
much
us.
for having me.
Oh, no problem, no problem. Reach out to us, everybody. edusolutionsintl@gmail.com or visit our website at edusolutionsintl.org. That's edusolutionsintl.org. This has been EduTalk. What good, everybody. We'll see you next week. Take care.